We are here at the book cover design, and I would have to say, I think when you're writing a book, this is probably the most exciting part, other than pressing the publish button on Amazon and seeing it go live. Designing your book cover says so much about who you are and what you represent and your brand. And whilst it's exciting, it can also feel a little bit frustrating and difficult at times. But the good news is there's a lot of content out there that can inspire you to come up with a perfect book cover design to suit your book and what you represent. I did a quick search online to have a look at the best personal development books, and I've also done this test several times while I'm at the airport traveling for work, and I always come up with the same answer. The best selling books are really clean, there's not too much detail in it, and they're really easy to read and see. And that's important. Just think about your book cover. What is the most important message that you want your book to give to your reader? And what is the result? If you can come up with that in a book title and come up with something really simple with the design, you're going to have a far better chance of having your book picked up and purchased by someone. As you can see on the PowerPoint here that I'm showing you right now, these images are really tiny. And when you're going on to Amazon, when people are looking for books, that's what they're seeing. So as you can see here, there's a common theme that the font is really strong in the middle. There's lots of space around it. This is sort of an older style book, but it's definitely been around for many years. Think and Grow Rich. This is a really ugly, bad book cover, but it's an excellent book. And I think this might be a reprint. Um, as you can see, the font is always really strong. The colors are really strong. It's really easy to read. And one of the most critical elements that can impact the effectiveness of your ebook or print book is its visual representation. If it's poorly formatted or if it's not edited well, it looks unprofessional. It makes you look unprofessional. In the previous lessons, we talked about editing your book, getting the interior of your book design layout done. Please don't take any shortcuts with that. Do it properly. This is a book people are going to look at this book and they're going to make a decision about who you are and what you're about based on your book alone. Even if your book is short, that's not a problem. But if there are spelling mistakes, grammar issues, if it looks sloppy and it's changing fonts throughout, like different sizes where it should be one size, people are going to notice that and they're going to sort of, kind of put you in the amateur basket. You don't want to be that. You want to be professional. And that's why you're going to outsource some of the tasks that are a bit more fiddly and get someone to help you with it. There's an old saying, as you know, you can't judge a book by its cover. That might be true, but the reality is that great covers do sell and great titles capture people's attention and makes them want to buy you and download your book. You need to invest resources and time into creating a good graphical representation of your content, and that's critical. And for inspiration, just go down to your local bookstore or next time you're at the airport, go past the local newsstand and just check out which books are selling the best. I'm sure you'll notice very quickly that the ones that are selling the best have really clear, strong images or strong font and a strong message. Now, in this course and within each of these video lessons, there's a series of written content lessons as well. You will notice that when we talk about book cover design, we also talk about the headline, the title of your book. There's a formula for that. But one thing I want to make clear here for you is the book title. Normally, I will come up with a book title at the end after finish writing a book, not at the very beginning. I'll know what the topic is about the book when I'm writing it, but I won't necessarily know what the right words are until the very end. But in a book title, if you can somehow figure out how to put the result in the book title, that would be great. So let's look at this one, the 12-week year side hustle, how to build a life and make money, tools of Titan. Books that say what the result is, the four-hour work week. These types of titles are really clear to the reader about what they're getting. Now, I'd like to go through the anatomy of a book cover. So when you and I are working on your book and you're going through the course, that this information will make sense to you. So I've taken a screenshot here of a book to show you the front, the spine and the back. And when you're making a book cover, you will notice that the layout design that you get from Amazon is going to be back to front, and that's on purpose. So we have the title of the book, the spine, and the back page here. On the front cover, we have the title, subtitle, author name, if it's appropriate, featured in. So if you were featured on New York Times, you would put that on the front. If you're not, then it's okay. You don't have to. The spine, now I put an asterisk here because if your book is not very long, you won't have any space to put a spine on your book. If your book is really thick, then it'll work really nicely. If in doubt, if you do have a spine on a book and it is big enough, but it's not that big, not a huge space, just stick to your name or the title of the book and put it in a really clean, not bold font. The back cover, we always have the book description, optional as a testimonial, a very short author bio, and author image if possible. This is the this is the process, and this is what happens in order, the sequence of events to do your book cover. So, firstly, you come up with a headline. In the resources section of this course, there's a book brief, so you can fill that in and you can put your notes in there. You have the headline, then we have the cover design. We do that next, and then we mock up some designs. So you can go on to Canva and create a few designs yourself just to get a bit of a feeling. If you're not so inclined to be creative, just go to Google and Google some of your favorite books and take some samples, snapshots of those photos and include it with your book brief and send it to your designer. Get all your ideas together. If you have any particular colors that you would like to use, then that would be a good time to include that information on the book brief, and then you outsource your design. When you go to a book designer, you can expect to spend at least 150 US dollars to 300 on Fiverr and ask them for 2 or 3 concepts and definitely give them some ideas about what you like. So maybe some other book covers or designs that you like. I hope you found that helpful. In this section of the course, beneath this video, you'll find heaps of great content there where I've written up for you to read through with more the details behind designing a book cover. So for your book cover, you'll be having 2 types. You'll be having a Kindle cover, which is just one square image, and then you'll be having a printed book cover, which is going to be a double image side by side with a spine in the middle, and that's going to be your printed cover for your paperback book. Okay, let's jump into the next section for book publishing.